After years of awful video game adaptations, when it comes to the recent history, we've actually had some positive results. But now comes along the Borderlands movie and it's kicked off to an absolutely dreadful start.
Oh dear, we are in trouble.
There actually has been a bit of movement on that critic score on Rotten Tomatoes because it's now at 3% thanks to one positive review from Grace Randolph, who says that she liked the film because of Kate Blanchett, and yeah, she's probably one of the only positives in the film because she's trying in the movie, but doesn't mean it's a good film because it certainly is not that. Even from the poster alone, you can see that they're trying to get a sort of Guardians of the Galaxy feeling to this movie because we have this group of misfits on this mission to try and stop the most powerful man in the universe. Borderlands is of course based on the video game series of the same name, and in terms of my experience, I think I've only played number 2 once and that's about it, so I don't have that knowledge and that experience of this world to know the Easter eggs and the references in the film, but even without that knowledge, it's clear to see that this is not a great adaptation. And it's not like the warning signs weren't there for Borderlands because this is a very odd cast. I mean, when they announced these actors, I was scratching my head. You got Kate Blanchett as Lilith, an older actress playing a younger character from the games, and she does try her best, but that's one big move to make straight away. Then you have Kevin Hart in the film as Roland, and he's just playing Kevin Hart. Jack Black has the voice of Claptrap, and Claptrap was just so obnoxious. I got so annoyed with that character because he was just always making jokes and none of them landed. So I was like, oh, just get him off, kill him if you want to. And then we have Jamie Lee Curtis playing the skittish Tannis, and again, she just felt like she was there for the paycheck.
Hello, I like money.
And that's just in front of the camera. If you look behind it, this film was announced back in August 2015, so it's nearly taken 10 years to become a reality, and in that time there's been lots of issues, there's been reshoots, there's been changes of personnel at the top. We have had Eli Roth, the director, he didn't even come back for those reshoots because he had commitments to his other film Thanksgiving at the time, and we had Craig Mazin, the writer behind the Last of Us series on HBO. He was attached at one point, but then he actually removed his name from the project, and now after seeing the film you understand why. Now, when it comes to the plot of this film, we have our main character Lilith, who's played by Kate Blanchett, and she's given a mission by Atlas to go and find his daughter, but that does require her going back to her home planet of Pandora. While on the planet, she does find Atlas's daughter Tiny Tina, but also a group of wacky characters as they try and find these keys to unlock this vault, which will apparently give unimaginable power. And while this is all going on, we do learn some backstory regarding Lilith and that her mother left her on the planet when she was a very young child. With how Borderlands is structured, they try as much as they can to distract you from its lack of quality with a loud action scene with the Ace of Spades by Motorhead playing to try and re-amp things up, but you're not really falling for it because you can see that these are just characters with these awful CGI backgrounds, awful dialogue, and when we get to the climatic scene of the film, you're like, I don't really care about anything, I don't care about any of these characters, and by the time the film reaches its credits, you're just saying this.
Well, that sucks.
I think I counted one time where they tried to build something between Lilith and Tiny Tina, but other than that, everything is just so one-dimensional, and if this was on TV, I think I would have switched it off and just gone and played the games. But the thing is, there's no credit given to the film here for them making me want to play the games because of the film being so good where you just want to, jump into this world like we've seen with Fallout. No, instead here it's like, I want to get as far away from this film as I can, but I still would like to, satisfy my urge to have some Borderlands content. And so now I think the only time I'm going to think about this film again is when we get to the end of the year and we do our worst films of 2024, because this will be on that list, I think. I think it will take a really crappy end of the year for it not to be. So yeah, my expectations weren't very high for Borderlands, but bloody hell, have they delivered something even stinkier than I could have imagined.
You surprise me to how shit you are. Oh, thank you.
But anyway, that's my thoughts on Borderlands. Let me know yours in the comments below, and especially from those of you who have played the games, because I'll be very intrigued to see your thoughts on this adaptation. And if you fancy another video, on screen we have a couple of my recent reviews.